Hi students, today I am going to discuss the topics of fluid flow part 2. At first, what is compressible and incompressible fluid? Compressible fluid মানে আমরা সহজে বুঝি যাকে কম্প্রেস করা যায়। In a fluid in which the volume of fluid and its density changes during the flow is called compressible fluid. তার মানে আমরা যে সমস্ত ফ্লুইডকে কম্প্রেস করতে পারি, দ্যাট মিন্স তাদের ঘনত্ব এবং আয়তনকে আমরা চেঞ্জ করতে পারি, সেই সমস্ত ফ্লুইডকে আমরা বলি compressible fluid. So, all the gases are considered to have compressible flow. On the other hand, incompressible flow, that means a flow in which the volume of liquid and its density does not change during the flow, is called incompressible fluid. That means when the fluid behaves these types of flow, then the fluid is called incompressible fluid. And this flow in which the volume of fluid and its density does not changes during the flow is called incompressible flow. All the liquids are considered to have incompressible flow. Viscous and non-viscous flow. When the viscosity of the fluid is zero, it is termed as non-viscous, otherwise it is viscous. Now I am going to discuss some definitions, that is streamline flow. A flow in which each liquid particles has a definite path and the paths of individual particles do not cross each other. That means যখন একটা ফ্লোয়িং মিডিয়ামে ফ্লোয়িং পার্টিকেলগুলো একটা নির্দিষ্ট পথে তারা এগোয় বা ফ্লো করে, এবং কি হয় না সেই পার্টিকেলসগুলো নিজেদের মধ্যে কখনো একে অপরের মধ্যে তাদের ফ্লোটাকে ক্রস করে না, সেই ফ্লোটাকে বলা হয় স্ট্রিমলাইন ফ্লো। ওয়ান ডাইমেনশনাল ফ্লো, দ্যাট মিন্স the floor মুভিংটা বা পার্টিকেলসগুলোর যে মুভমেন্টটা, that is the represent by a straight line. If we define a flow in which the streamlines of its moving particles are represented by straight line, is called an one-dimensional flow. What is two-dimensional flow? A flow whose streamlines of its moving particles are represented by curve is called an two-dimensional flow. In the same way, three-dimensional flow. A flow whose streamlines are represented in space, that means x, y and z axis, which are mutually perpendicular, is called an three-dimensional flow. Now, rate of discharge. What is the rate of discharge? The quantity of liquid flowing per second through a section of a pipe or channel is called discharge, and it is measured the Qmax, that is the meter cube per second. Mathematically, discharge equals to discharge which is represented the symbolic representation Q equals to A into V, where A equals to cross-sectional area of the pipe and V equals to average velocity of the liquid. তার মানে হচ্ছে কি, প্রতি সেকেন্ডে একটা পাইপের ভেতর দিয়ে যে পরিমাণ লিকুইডটা ফ্লো করছে উইথ রেসপেক্ট টু দ্যাট ইজ দ্য ডিসচার্জ, অ্যান্ড এটা হচ্ছে মেজার করা হয় মিটার কিউব পার সেকেন্ড। দ্যাট মিনস কিউ ইকুয়ালস টু এরিয়া ইন্টু ভেলোসিটি। Now I am going to discuss equation of continuity. If any incompressible liquid continuously flowing through a pipe or channel whose cross-sectional area may or may not be constant, the quantity of liquid passing per unit time is same at all sections. This is known as equation of continuity. What happened? In this particular figure, there is a increasing area of the pipe. That means in one section, the area of one section A1, in area of two sections, that is A2, and the area of three section, that is the A3. Let V1, V2 and V3 are the velocities of the sections 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3 respectively, whose cross-sectional area, that is already I have discussed, A1, A2 and A3, according to the equation of the continuity, that is Q1 equals to Q2 equals to Q3, that is the Q. So Q equals to A1 V1, A2 V2, A3 V3 as per equation of continuity. Now the application of the continuity equation. We can apply the principle of continuity to pipes with cross sections which change along their length. Here mass flow rate must be same at each sections of the pipe. In this below figure, there is the narrow sections. According to the narrow sections, that is the section 1 and that is the section 2. In section 2, that is the narrow sections, from the inlet to outlet, that is the narrow sections. In this particular figure, the mass going into the pipe is equal to the mass going out of the pipe. So we can write rho 1 A1 V1 equals to rho 2 A2 V2. As we are considering a liquid, usually water, which is not very compressible, the density changes very little. So we can write rho 1 equals to rho 2, that is the rho. This also says that the volume flow rate is constant, or the discharge at section 1 equals to discharge at section 2. So Q1 equals to Q2. As per continuity equation, A1 V1 equals to A2 V2. So V2 equals to A1 V1 upon A2. Particular in continuity equation, mass flow rate is same, that is the constant. So conservation of mass. In this particular figure, what happened? There are two outlets of the single inlet pipe. That means in inlet pipe 1 and there is 2 branch, 2 and 3 section. Total mass flow into the junction, what happened? Equals to total mass flow out of the junction. So rho 1 Q1 equals to rho 2 Q2 plus rho 3 Q3. When the flow is incompressible, example that is the water, so what happened? Rho 1 equals to rho 2 equals to rho. So Q1 equals to Q2 plus Q3. So what happened? We can write A1 V1 equals to A2 V2 plus A3 V3. Now, energy of liquid in motion, that is the types of energies or head of a liquid in motion. The energy of liquid in motion can be classified into 3 categories. That is the potential energy, that is due to the position above some suitable datum line. That is the kinetic energy, due to the velocity of flowing liquid. Third one is pressure energy, due to the pressure of the liquid. In this particular figure, we can say let V equals to velocity of liquid at A in meter per second. P equals to pressure of the liquid at A in Newton per meter square. Z equals to height of the liquid at A above the datum in meter. And particular in this figure, we may consider small m, that is the mass of the liquid in kg, and W equals to specific weight of the liquid in Newton per meter cube, that is the rho into G. Now, potential energy. What is the potential energy? That is the potential head also we can write. So what happened? The energy possessed by the liquid due to its position or height above the datum is called potential energy, and the height of the liquid above the datum is called datum head or potential head. So we can define the potential energy equals to mgz Newton meter. If m equals to 1 kg, that is P potential energy equals to Gz Newton meter per kg. So potential energy equals to Z, that is kg meter per kg. Now the potential head, now we can write the potential head or datum head, that is the Z meter. Second one is kinetic energy. Already I have discussed due to the velocity of the flowing liquid. If we define the kinetic energy, what happened? It is the energy possessed by the liquid by virtue of its motion and the head of the liquid. For this energy is called kinetic head or velocity head. That is, we can write kinetic energy equals to half mv square, that is Newton meter. If m equals to 1 kg, we write then kinetic energy equals to half v square Newton meter per kg. That is kinetic energy equals to, if we can divide it gravitational acceleration g, that is we can write v square by 2g kg meter per kg. That is the we can write kinetic head or velocity head equals to v square by 2g meter. And pressure energy or pressure head. What happened? If we define, it is the energy possessed by liquid by virtue of its existing pressure, and the head developed due to its energy is called pressure head. That is, pressure energy equals to m into Pyw kg meter. If we write m equals to 1 kg, then pressure energy equals to Pyw kg meter per kg. So pressure head equals to Pyw meter. So we can write total energy, that is E equals to potential energy plus kinetic energy plus pressure energy, and total head that is equals to potential head plus kinetic head plus pressure head. Now we can discuss the equation of Bernoulli's, or Bernoulli's equation. This equation states that for a perfect incompressible liquid in a continuous stream, the total energy remains the same while the particle moves from one point to another point. That means this equation is the energy conservation equation. That means total energy remains the same while the যখন পার্টিকেলটা একটা স্থান থেকে অন্য স্থানে মুভ করছে তখন টোটাল এনার্জিটা কিন্তু কনস্ট্যান্ট থাকছে। সো ম্যাথমেটিক্যালি উই ক্যান রাইট জেড, দ্যাট ইজ দ্য ডেটাম হেড, as we already discussed in few minutes ago. So that is the z plus v square by 2g plus Pyw equals to constant. According to Bernoulli's equation, we can write P1yw plus v1 square by 2g plus z1, that is the pressure head, velocity head and datum head, or pressure energy and kinetic energy and datum or potential energy equals to P2yw plus v2 square by 2g plus z2. But in actual practice, what happened? But in actual practice, there is a loss of head due to the pipe friction. So we must write P1 by W plus V1 square by 2G plus Z1 equals to P2 by W plus V2 square by 2G plus Z2 plus HL, where HL equals to head loss due to the pipe friction. Now I am going to discuss the limitations of the Bernoulli's equation. The Bernoulli's equation derived by assuming that the velocity of every element of the liquid cross section of the pipe is uniform. Practically, it is not true. It is applicable to ideal incompressible flow. Number 3, the Bernoulli's equation has been derived under the assumptions that the external force, except the gravity force, is not acting on the liquid, but in actual practice it is not so. There are always some external forces acting on the liquid which affect the flow of the liquid. The heat transfer into or out of the liquid or fluid should be zero. Number 4, Bernoulli's equation has been derived on the assumptions that there is no loss of energy of the liquid particles while flowing. In fact, some kinetic energy is converted into the heat energy and some energy is lost due to the shear force. Number 4, the effect of presence of any mechanical device between two sections is ignored. Number 5, if the liquid is flowing in a curved path, the energy due to centrifugal force is neglected. Now, the assumptions for Bernoulli's equation. There are some assumptions which are incorporated with the Bernoulli's equation. First, the fluid is ideal, that is viscosity is 0. Number 2, the flow is steady, continuous, irrotational and along the streamline. Number 3, the fluid is incompressible and homogeneous. Number 4, there is no loss of energy while flowing and no external force except gravity force is acting on the fluid. Number 6, the velocity of energy, that is the particle across any cross section, is uniform. Thank you watching for my video and waiting for my next video. Thank you.